Funding for This Is Nashville comes from Burr and Foreman Law Firm, serving clients with transactional, litigation, and regulatory needs. Discovering how each client defines a win and working with them every step of the way to achieve it. Burr.com.
I'm Khalil Colonna, and this is Nashville. Are you looking to have some fun, meet new people, and build meaningful relationships? I can tell you for one, I am. And you know who else is? Our neighbors here in Tennessee with intellectual or developmental disabilities, sometimes abbreviated to IDD. Now, today we're talking about ways that we can connect with and support our neighbors who might not have had the chance to meet in another way. We're starting off with some musical theater. Now, here in Nashville, Backlight Productions puts on musicals and theater performances with cast members of all abilities who perform alongside professional actors. Backlight students are valued and respected as performers and are given the chance to learn and perform leading roles in productions that they may never have otherwise been able to. They work really hard, and it pays off. In full Broadway musicals like The School of Rock and Shrek, Backlight students also participate in the Nashville Shakespeare Festival. Now, Backlight Production takes its name from the term backlight, which is a light that's used to shine on a performer from behind to keep them from blending into the background. We're excited to shine the This Is Nashville light on our guests from Backlight who are here to tell us more. Joining us now are Backlight performers Zack Wood, Zack McCann, Fernanda Aguilar, and Backlight Executive Director Melissa Smith. Welcome to you all. Thank you for being here. Welcome to This Is Nashville.
Thank you. We're so excited.
Really glad to have you here. Okay, so how is everyone doing today? Fernanda, how's it going?
I'm happy to be here.
Really happy to have you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. Zack, how you feeling? You happy to be here?
Pretty good.
Awesome.
Trying to stay warm out there.
Okay. Oh, man, it's going to be cold. It might snow later on. You ready for that?
I know.
I'm not ready. I got to shovel that, so hopefully it doesn't snow too much. Okay, so I do want to hear a little bit about how everybody got involved with Backlight Productions. And Melissa, we're going to start with you because Backlight really wouldn't be here without you. I understand you came to Nashville because you have a love of music, but life took a few twists and turns, as it does for all of us. And something unexpected. You discovered something new. You discovered a love for the community, and the joy that you found there eventually led you to start Backlight Productions. Tell me a little bit about that journey.
Yeah, definitely. So when I graduated from college, I was planning to go into music orchestration. I was a music composition major. Came out here because I had interned out here, but then quickly realized that wasn't exactly what I wanted to do after all. And so trying to figure out, the next steps, I was teaching music lessons. I was helping produce musicals at local high schools. And then I took another job working at a thrift store just because I knew someone who knew somebody. And it happened to be a thrift store that employed individuals with disabilities and gave them like a positive, encouraging work environment. And I had never before worked with the community. I didn't have anybody in my life who had a disability. It just was something, it was a door that was open to me. And I came in and I remember from the moment of walking into that environment, just being bombarded with love, and I think as a performer, you're so, under the microscope all the time of wanting to perform perfectly and making sure that you make the part and get in the show. There was just like this huge, refreshing environment to enter into it because nobody cared who you were or if you were somebody or if you were the best. They just loved you because you were you. And so I just instantly fell in love with this group of people who fell in love with me for no reason at all. And I knew I wanted to do something with them, but I also had a love for the arts and, skills in the arts. And so it was my bosses, Dave and Sandy Creekhack, who said, well, did you ever think about combining the two? And I said, no. And so that turned into us deciding to put on a little play of Cinderella that I wrote and scored in my computer at home. And we rehearsed upstairs in the thrift store, and we produced a play of Cinderella for about 40 people in a youth room. And the rest is history, right?
Yes. Okay, so that first show was in 2011.
It was.
14 years later, many shows later, Backlight has been, you guys are now putting on full Broadway musicals, cast of student actors, professional actors, and a support team in helping the actors, sometimes even on stage to help actors with lines and blocking. Let's listen to a clip.
You're right, the picture can be saved!
Hot dog!
Hallelujah!
Listen, if we can pull this off, then this day is going down in history for me. March 23rd.
I know, you're hysterical. It's not the 23rd, it's the 24th.
The 24th? What do you mean the 24th?
It's 1:30 already in the morning.
Yes. And what a lovely morning. Good morning.
We've talked the whole night through. Good morning to you. Good morning. It's great to stay up late. Good morning to you.
When the band began to play, it started to play.
But now the milkman's on its way, and it's too late to say goodnight. So good morning. Sunbeams will soon shine through. Good morning to you.
In the morning, we got the whole night through. In the morning, good morning to you.
Nothing could be grander than to be in Louisiana.
In the morning.
All right, that was a clip from Backlight Production. They're doing a version of Singing in the Rain. It was featuring Sam Mack, Riley McCoy, and Scott Villanueva. And again, we're really happy and honored to have some Backlight actors with us. Zack Wood, Zack McCann, and Fernanda Aguilar. Let me ask you this, Fernanda, what shows have you been a part of?
I've done Shrek, I've done Beauty and the Beast, and I've done Cinderella.
What's your favorite?
My most favorite has to be Beauty and the Beast
Why?
because I love Beauty and the Beast and the message that it brings, that no matter who you are, everybody is deserving of love. And we are all friends in a community, and I think that show really embodies that.
Yeah, it does. It's beautiful. Zack, what shows have you been in?
The show that I've been in I did the Christmas Carol. I was Young Scrooge, and then Mary Poppins, I was Micah Banks.
Okay.
And Shrek, I was number one Shrek, and also in Beauty and the Beast, I was the number one Lemire.
Nice. Which one did you enjoy? Which role did you enjoy playing the most?
Shrek.
Shrek? You like that movie, huh?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. It's a fun one. Well, Zack, what have you been in?
Well, this is actually my second production I've ever done with Backlight right now. I'm doing A Midsummer Night's Dream. My first one was School of Rock. I noticed you forgot that one, Zack, But no, School of Rock, I got to play the role of Dewey Finn in that, and got to work with Zack here, who is, one of my best buddies, and just such a cool, exciting experience to be a part of.
Now, you and Zack are best buddies, right?
In every sense of the word.
That's awesome. Okay, we're going to talk more about Best Buddies later on, but for anyone who doesn't know, Best Buddies is an organization that matches people with and without intellectual and developmental disabilities for friendships and a lot of other cool programs and all. Okay, so why do you think you both were matched outside of having the same name?
Well, for us, obviously, the same name was definitely a factor, but we share a mutual love of hockey and met through that. And it was really exciting to get matched because of that through the Nashville Predators and everything. And this is exactly what led me to Backlight, actually, was being friends with Zack and him saying, I have a history in theater and was a professional actor for a long time. And Zack told me, hey, I'm doing a show. I'm doing Shrek. Do you want to come see it? And I said, of course. And went and saw it and just fell in love with the mission and everything that Backlight was doing, and from that day knew I had to get involved.
That's really awesome. Now, Zack, what do you love about the other Zack?
He's funny.
He's funny. That's always helpful.
And we also met at Best Buddies Friendship Walk. It was back in 2019, right before the pandemic hit.
Yeah. How did his friendship with you help you get through the pandemic, man?
I'm not sure.
But you're still friends now, so something worked.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, we were able to keep in touch and talk and text and everything and stay in touch through that. And obviously our shared love of, movies and the arts and hockey always gives us something to talk about and be a part of with each other.
That's really cool. So SpongeBob is going on now, if I'm right? What role are you playing in SpongeBob?
Cut the Crab, number 2.
Okay. Fernanda, you're in SpongeBob?
I am not in SpongeBob.
Why not? You decided you want to take a break, study, work on other things?
Well, I'm going to do the writing class next month, so that's what I've decided to do, and I'm looking forward to it.
Tell me more about this writing class.
Well, in this writing class, we get to write either our own plays or in partners or as a whole group, and then professional actors perform it live on a stage for us.
Oh, wow. So you're getting a writing credit as well as you're getting experience as a writer and an actor as well.
It's very fun because we get to put our true feelings out there for others to see.
Are you used to doing things like that?
I've done it once, the writing class, and it was the most freeing experience I've ever had.
That's beautiful. What about it was freeing? What did you really take from it?
What was freeing is that I had so much inside of me that I wanted the world to see and know, because a lot of my Backlight friends cannot verbalize what they feel. And it felt great to be able to help them verbalize what they feel and what also I feel.
So tell me about that. That's really important and beautiful. So after you went through this experience, you wrote it down. You wrote down your feelings and also some of your other friends from Backlight and Best Buds. How did it feel to you after you saw the play, after you saw people performing your words, people performing how you wanted to express yourself?
I felt so proud of myself, and I felt accomplished, and I felt like, wow, I did this, and I worked so hard. And the way the actors portrayed it was just the most perfect thing in the world.
They did a great job.
They really outdid themselves.
They made your words come to life, huh?
They did, and they made sure by asking me many times, is this how you want it to look like?
Yeah, that's awesome. What was the message you really wanted to get out to people?
Well, the message that I wanted people to know about is that everyone with a disability is deserving of love and respect, and that we all have a place in this community, and that it is not okay to bully other people just because they're different. We're not so different as you think we are.
Yeah, that's a wonderful message. I think for everybody needs to listen to that. Now, Zack, tell me something. You, professional actor, had experience doing it for a while. When you first saw the first Backlight production, what did you think when you saw the show?
A Backlight show is not like anything you've ever seen live before. A Backlight show is not really necessarily about, what you would usually go to see a show where usually you want to go in and you want to disappear into the world and forget about your troubles. I almost liken it to a sporting event. You're going to cheer on everyone who is on stage, and everything is done in service of making sure that the Backlight students have their moment in the sun, whether it is stopping the show completely to make sure that someone gets a line out, whether it is going back and repeating something because they didn't feel right about something on there. It is all about making sure everyone has their moment. And Backlight crowds are the most supportive crowds you'll ever see. It's just everything feels like almost like a rock concert where there's just cheering for every single thing that happens. I truly cannot express enough that it is like nothing you've seen before.
Okay, so you jumped in, decided you were going to get on the next show. What show was that?
That was School of Rock. It was, I actually took a bit of a hiatus. I was away from the stage for 5 years and saw the audition notice that they were looking for a person to play Dewey. Obviously, being a millennial, that movie means a lot to me. So it was kind of the perfect kismet of knowing that Zack was going to be in the show. So I talked to my boss at my day job, who was nice enough to let me, skip some time at work in order to go to rehearsals. And that was all she wrote. Went and auditioned, had an absolute blast. And out of the many, many shows I've done, this is number one with a bullet of how much fun and special, how special it was to me.
Okay, well, Zack, your best bud just told us how special it meant to him. What did performing on stage with your best bud mean to you?
He was acting like Dewey Finn, who played by Jack Black.
Yeah. Did he do a good job?
I think he did.
That's nice. Did it feel good when you were on stage there?
Yes.
Nice. I got a question. When he's acting like Dewey Finn and you're on stage, in your mind, were you thinking, I'm talking to Dewey or I'm talking to Zack?
Do we?
Yeah, he's that good, huh?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Checks in the mail, Zach.
There you go. If you're just tuning in, this is Nashville, and I'm your host, Khalil Ekolona. We're talking about performances put on by Backlight Productions. My guests are Fernanda Aguilar, Zack McCann, and Zack Wood, and Melissa Smith. Now, again, Fernanda, let me ask you, what do you love? I understand now what you love about writing. What do you love about being on stage?
I love what about being on stage is that I feel free. Like time just stops. I'm myself. My disability's not there. All the troubles, they're gone. And I'm just me and this character. I'm in this whole other world, lost in it.
Yeah. So you're looking to do these performances as much as possible, huh?
Most definitely. I never plan to quit because the good thing is I can never age out.
No.
I could be gray and old and doing it.
You got gray and old to do. Well, how old are you now?
I'm 24.
Okay. You got plenty of years left.
A lot.
A lot. Okay, so what do you like about how Backlight puts on a show?
I like how everybody is deserving of their moment. And even if it's one line, two lines, no matter how many, we're having our moment and that there's help. In case we get stuck on the stage, we know that we're not alone.
That's
So
right.
if we get stuck, maybe for some it can be scary. And knowing they're there to cue us is amazing. And they give us just what we can handle.
Mm-hmm. To make sure that you're okay. And you have a support system constantly there with you.
They really do help us.
All right. Now, Melissa, tell me, what does it mean to you to hear? You started this project some years ago, and to hear, you get to see the development of folks. You get to see the friendships that have been forged and really what these performances mean to people.
Yeah, I mean, I get choked up sometimes just sitting back and listening to what everybody says because, I started it working another job full time. I developed it while I was home. I was a stay-at-home mom with my 2 kids while we were growing it, and then seeing what's happened in spite of me after all this is just wild. Like, I feel like I've just been walking with my hands out, just saying, like, God, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm willing to move forward with this, whatever's going to happen. And it's just grown in spite of all of my limitations and my inabilities. And it's just such a testament that it was needed. I don't think I ever could have imagined what it would have become to this level where it's not just, it's empowering these individuals. It's reaching professional actors in like deep and meaningful ways where people have felt broken and they're experiencing healing in our environment. And then we've got our families who are finding community and support and lasting friendships. It goes just beyond the stage in so many different ways. And so it's pretty remarkable.
A common theme on this program is we ask folks, how, not only how they started something, but we ask from the perspective of the listener who may have an idea and doesn't know exactly what to do. And you just expressed all this growth, not knowing what you were doing this as a stay-at-home mom with 2 kids and other responsibilities. Yet you've been able to see this grow to where we're here at this event. Here today, talking about it. So explain to us how folks can get involved in Backlight in different ways, and what opportunities are there for performers and people who want to help?
Yeah, there's many different ways to get involved. I'd say, there's clear ways for people who are artists in the sense where you have stage opportunities or production team. Our production teams are as big as our cast because of the amount of help that we need. Every student, we have an aide almost 1-to-1 for each student backstage, helping them come on stage, all the things. But beyond, if you aren't somebody who maybe is a performer or a theater worker, you could you potentially help with making props or building sets, or we've had some businesses that collaborated together and use it as a team building project to build some set pieces together, or to come as a team and run lines with our students. And so there's a lot of that. And then there's just a lot of business needs. I'm an artist, a lot of my employees are artists. And so I think where the biggest struggle that we've had is just how to develop and grow this business and to keep up with the growth that we're experiencing, because it's a lot right now.
Now, Zack McCann, what's your words of advice to anyone who's interested and say, hey, they may try to, maybe if they were in the school play years ago and they want to be a part of it, what do you have to say to them?
Get involved, man. It is never too late. It is such a fun experience. It will change your life because it certainly changed mine. I think dive in, both feet, head first, however you want to get in the pool, hop in, the water's fine.
Zack Wood, what do you want to tell people about the upcoming show? What should they be ready to expect?
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be funny, huh?
Yes, it will be funny. And it's going to be, I'm not sure how to say this. It's going to come and watch.
Okay. Come and watch. We're going to make sure people come and watch. And Fernanda, I want to end with you. What do you want folks to know about Backlight Productions and how important it is?
I want friends to know that if you're looking for a theater group to come to, please come to Backlight Productions because your life will be changed forever and you will never want to leave. And come with an open mind and expect the unexpected.
All right. We're going to be ready for that. I want to thank my guests, Zack Woods, Zack McCann, and Fernanda Aguilar. They're all actors with Backlight Productions, and Melissa Smith is its executive director. You can watch Backlight performers in A Midsummer Night's Dream on March 1st and 2nd, and SpongeBob the Musical May 31st and June 1st again. Thank you all for being here. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Khalil.
Thank you for having us.
Yes. All right. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to talk with two best buddies about their long-standing friendship and learn how we all can get involved with the Best Buddies program. Stay with us. This is Nashville.
Funding for This Is Nashville comes from you, our listeners, and Music City Prep Clinic, Nashville-based provider for PrEP, and offering comprehensive sexual health services in an environment designed to be safe, professional, and shame-free. Learn more at musiccityprep.org.
I'm Khalil A. Colonna, and this is Nashville. So many of us are looking for ways to connect, have fun, and try to new things and to meet new people. Our neighbors who may have an intellectual or developmental disability, also known as IDD, they're doing the same thing too. We all need each other so we can step out of isolation and loneliness. One of our guests in the previous segment told us to go out and to try new things and to meet new people. So today, we're going to be talking about ways that we all can reach out to build new friendships and truly connect. One organization dedicated to that is Best Buddies. Now, Best Buddies offers several programs to provide people with IDDs, offer them support. They're going to offer this support for their entire lives, including integrated job placement, leadership development, inclusive living, and family support for everyone. Now, they might be best known for their one-to-one friendship program that matches folks with and without disabilities who have similar interests, and it provides a framework for ongoing events for Best Buddies to help people get to know each other. Here to share their Best Buddies story, we have Elise Coffer. She's the Deputy Director at Uni's Buddies, Tennessee, which is a part of Best Buddies, and Cara Jackson. Elise and Cara, thanks for being here. Welcome to This Is Nashville.
Hi, thanks for having us.
Great to have you both. Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
How's it going, Cara? How you feeling today?
I feel great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Me too.
I feel really excited and just ready to share my story.
All right, so share your story with us. You both have been friends for a very long time. Do you remember how you met?
I remember meeting in middle school, and we used to do like PE together, and we rode the bus together, and we just like kind of started our friendship there, and then it just kept going from there to high school, and we've been best friends ever since.
Yeah.
All that time, huh? Mm-hmm. Elise, what was it like when you guys met?
Just like how Cara said, it was just really naturally. We just kind of clicked, and on the bus, we would sit together. In PE, we would totally walk and talk the whole time instead of, doing whatever it was. Dodgeball day, we were like, oh, we actually want to go walk together and hang out. So we really just became best friends then. And the cool thing is that then in high school, we started our high school Best Buddies chapter together. So we also introduced other people to the concept of Best Buddies and kind of grew it together.
Well, talk to me about that. In high school, you both brought Best Buddies to the school. Who had the idea to bring that program in?
I think it was Elise because I didn't have any clue what Best Buddies was or what the program meant. And so I think it was Elise's idea.
What made you think it was a good idea, Kara?
I thought it was a great idea because, well, actually, Anthony Kennedy Shriver is the founder of Best Buddies. And, but like, we've been friends for so long that she just thought like, hey, since I'm doing this, do you want to join me onto the program? And I'm like, sure, I'm curious, what is this all about? And she told me about like, how she found out about Best Buddies, and she's like, do you want to start a chapter in high school? Like, let's do it.
Let's do it. That's really cool. I mean, part of it is the concept of Best Buddies you two were just doing naturally out of being friends. And, you know, you're at school, you're having lunch together, you're taking walks to avoid PE class. You know.
I hope they're not listening.
I think it's too late to give you a failing grade.
Exactly. I always have a hard time with PE, to be honest with you.
I hear that. That makes sense. Did they make you guys go outside in the cold in PE?
Well, I remember doing the mile run, and that was excruciating.
Yeah.
Like, that was brutal. Like, you expect me to run, like, the entire miles required, and I'm not a good runner, so it's going to take forever.
Hey, as long as you got it done, you got it done,
That's
right?
Yeah.
There you go. Look,
Yeah.
I grew up just outside of Baltimore. When it snowed, they still made us go outside.
That's crazy.
Hey, it's crazy times at that. Okay, so you both are these friends, you know? That takes consistency to show up for each other day in, day out as much as you can. What does that consistency of developing a true friendship mean to both of you?
I guess like just trusting each other, rely on each other. Just know that you're there for them and they're there for you. Always have each other's back no matter what happens. You know, just be yourself. I think that's really important in order to create like a strong friendship as ours. Just to be yourself and don't try to do anything to impress the other person because you think if you impress them, they would like you. But just always be yourself. And I think just, you know, have a good connection with each other and, you know, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, a long time you two have been friends. Elise, what thing kept you both so close? Because in friendships, things happen, particularly as you get older. People can move away or be drawn apart. You two have kept this bond from middle school going strong. How?
Yeah, I think like you said, consistency, and sometimes you do. We've gone a long time sometimes without seeing each other, you know, when I went away to college, and sometimes it would be a couple of months. But every time that I came home, we would always get together and we would always call each other at least once a week, text each other, send each other funny memories, and always having something to look forward to. Like, I think we do a good job on our own of trying to find times to see each other just because, or if there's something exciting going on with Best Buddies, like the Best Buddies ball, you know, that's always a big event that we would look forward to. And no matter what in college, I was coming home, we're going to the ball, we're going to get dressed up, we're going to go out to dinner and make a date night of it for our birthdays. So having things like that to look forward to, because it does get hard and things happen, time goes by so quickly.
You share important milestones. I understand that, Kara, you were a bridesmaid in Elise's wedding, right?
Yeah, it was a magical moment. It was just because, like, I never knew that, like, we would be like best friends forever. I think it was like destined to be. I remember that day watching Elise getting ready for her wedding, watching her put on that beautiful wedding dress. I choked up. I mean, it was just magical, and being able to help celebrate with her and her family, and to just be there, support her, and like she's part of my family. Like, I don't know what I'd do without her.
Well, let me ask you this. If you decide to get married one day, you're going to ask her to be in your wedding?
Definitely. Like, she has to come.
Yeah.
Oh,
No
yeah.
ifs, ands, or buts about it. She has to come.
I'll be there.
That's right. And she's got to plan the bachelorette party.
Oh, yeah.
For
Going
sure.
big.
Now, a lot of Best Buddies, they find fun ways to spend time together. Recently, Best Buddies Becky Haynes and Sarah Kirkak went to A Night to Shine here in Nashville. It's a free prom night event for people with special needs, sponsored by the Tim Tebow Foundation, and is hosted by a bunch of individual churches around town. They captured some moments from their night together. Let's take a listen.
All right, this is Becky and
Sarah eating dinner.
Yep, Sarah's eating dinner right now. We're in the dining room at Night to Shine.
We're looking at the people coming in, and I saw T-Rex.
Yeah, that's right. Sarah's favorite, right, Sarah? So hopefully we're going to see him later. All right, what did we just do, Sarah?
Limo.
We did a limo ride. It was awesome. What did you think of it, Sarah?
It was like I was a princess. It felt like I was going to high school prom.
Oh, how perfect. All right, we're on the dance floor, and it's karaoke time. And people are waving their hands in the air with the glow sticks and dancing. It's pretty amazing. Okay, what did we just do?
Went up stage saying, "Shake It Off."
It was awesome. We saw
Titans cheerleaders.
Oh yeah, we did. We saw the Titans cheerleaders. Sarah took a picture, talked about who her favorite quarterbacks are, right?
Will Levis and Mason Rudolph.
Woo! That's all for now. All right.
All right, that was Best Buddies Becky Haynes and Sarah Kirkak out on the town for a Night to Shine event here in Nashville. And if you're just tuning in, this is Nashville, and I'm your host, Khalil Ekalona. We're talking about Best Buddies, that program that helps out folks, with guests Cara Jackson and Elise Coffer. Okay, so Elise, you work for Best Buddies. Mm-hmm. You know them well. Tell us about some of the different programs that there are and the different options for middle schoolers, adults, and even an electronic buddy, from what I understand.
Yes, for sure. So Best Buddies is able to offer lots of different free programming for people with and without intellectual and developmental disabilities. So one of our biggest programs, I would say that we're most well known for, is our friendship program. So when Kara and I started our high school chapter, that's considered a friendship program. It's in the school system. So what we do is we match people in a one-to-one friendship, somebody with and without a disability. So what does this look like? Ideally, this is people who end up like me and Kara. Like, we've just been friends forever, and it turns into a really natural, organic friendship. She's met my friends. I've met her friends. And so it can continue. It could start as young as elementary school and continues all through adulthood. Mm-hmm. So in our elementary schools, middle schools, high schools, colleges, and then we also have something called Citizens. So if somebody is not affiliated with the school, but they're an adult, they can be in our Citizens program. And then we also have eBuddies. So it's the same concept, but just online, and really cool to be able to offer that to people who are, you could be an eBuddy with somebody across the world. Mm-hmm. You know, it's not just in the state of Tennessee or in the city of Nashville. But rather you're meeting somebody and expanding your social group, and you're able to connect. And in the same way that schools might have school activities where you come together as a group or you come to the ball, eBuddies can all connect together. They have like online parties, maybe you could consider it, where we all get together. And, I think one thing that COVID showed us all is that we can all have a dinner party online now. And it's not super weird. Like, it's pretty normal.
How are best buddies matched up?
A lot of different ways. So I think, especially in adulthood, so I know we talked to the two Zacks earlier.
Yes.
I think that common interests come into play, location. We try to match people up who might gravitate towards each other naturally. So for Kara and I, we have known each other for so long. We like the same things. We love singing and dancing. In the school system, I think that you're given that you kind of have like more intuitive knowledge of the people who are in your chapter. So you know who's kind of signing up. And so Kara actually was our buddy ambassador, I think, as in our high school chapter. So she might have known people that I didn't know as much in her classes. And she could kind of speak to, oh, well, this person, their personality is really outgoing or they're more quiet. So she could kind of help gauge who might be a good fit for them.
Well, Kara, tell me, what does it take to be a good best buddy?
Honestly, to be a good best buddy, I think it's just, honestly, as I said earlier, just be yourself. And also, just don't be afraid to show who you are. And who knows, you might end up with a strong friendship like ours.
Yeah. That's good lessons for everyone, not just people who want to be a part of Best Buddy program, but just for people who want to have good friends in life, right? Now, I understand you're also a performer as well?
Yes. I've been in Backlight for many, many, many years now. And I just love Backlight so much because not only is it a place where I can express myself and be someone that can not only wow people, but also like you're just welcome there, like, because it's really hard for people with special needs to feel accepted sometimes, and I feel like Backlight is a good place for them to go because I feel like they would have a really good experience and it will change their life.
I got to go, but I got to ask you this question. What do you want people to understand? You said it's hard for people with special needs to be accepted sometimes. So what do you want folks how do you want us to think? How do you want us to change so we can accept everybody?
First of all, don't be afraid to approach us and to like ask questions. We're very talkative, and basically like don't be judgmental. Just like be open, and also just be yourself is always the key in any friendship, in any anywhere. And also, I think just being able to like just hang out, and sometimes you might not get along with someone else, but that's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay to have opinions. It's okay to express yourself differently than another person might, and just be true to yourself.
Be true to yourself. Kara Jackson and Elise Coffer are longtime friends and best buddies through Best Buddies of Tennessee. Elise is also the deputy director of Uni's Buddies Tennessee, which provides support to family members of someone with an IDD. Kara and Elise, thank you so much. Thank you for showing us what friendship's really about.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here. Thank you.
Honor was all mine. All mine. All right, we're going to take one last break. When we come back, we'll turn our attention to resources available to help connect families who have a loved one with a disability. Stay with us. This is Nashville. Colonna, and this is Nashville. Today, we've been talking about ways that we all can connect here in Tennessee, especially with our neighbors who have an intellectual or developmental disability or who have a family member who does. Now, joining us now to tell about a new online resource available to help connect families and people to resources is Dave Kirkak. He is the founder of the Gear Foundation and designer of an AI resource that serves as an online special needs concierge called Ask Stella Now. Dave, welcome back to This Is Nashville. Great to have you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too, my friend. And staying with us from the break is Elise Coffer. She is the deputy director of Uni's Buddies Tennessee, which is a part of Best Buddies. Elise, again, thank you for being here. Dave, break down Ask Stella. How did you come up with this tool?
Yeah, as a parent, I've got a daughter with autism. She's 42 years old, and we've kind of grown up in this community, and we've been answering questions for years. It's just a part of our life in the community, at church. Folks that have special needs children will say, "Hey, what about this or what about that?" And we've just accumulated this incredible connection of information. And I just got past something from Melissa in the hall that I said, "Give me that. I'm going to add it to Stella." Basically, it's, parents have this need of information. Like, how do they find Best Buddies? How do they find Backlight? A lot of folks are moving into the country from around, around different states, right, to Tennessee. How do they find out these resources? If you were to go to Stella and ask, where would I find a theater program, it would point you to Backlight. Mm-hmm. So it's just this amazing need that parents have that are overwhelmed, that just don't know where to find the resources. And let's take the best of technology, which AI is, and deliver that to the folks that need it the most. And that's where Stella came in. She's actually named after my grandmother, my yaya. Okay. Her name was Stella. She didn't speak a lick of English, by the way. But that's what she's named after. And she is an incredible 24/7 resource for parents and caregivers that could answer any question and point you to the right resources.
You first launched it here in Tennessee, but it's available across the country. Tell us who is using Stella.
Yeah, basically, I get to look at parents. I spend a few hours a night on it, and I get to look at the questions that parents are asking, and it helps me figure out just how to add additional resources, and then also how to write blogs or invite people that are professionals to write blogs and provide additional resources. Gosh, I got off on a tangent. What would you?
I'm just interested in who is using
who's
Stella?
using it?
Who are the
Yeah,
people, since it's grown across the country?
Yeah, I was thinking about the logs. It's just, it gets about 2,000 hits a month, and it's literally folks from San Francisco to Hawaii to Alaska. I mean, it's crazy, and it's anonymous, so I never know where they're coming from, but I did get calls from a couple of international nonprofits that when they get a call for services, they fire up Stella and ask the question and answer the parents that are on the phone. So literally, it's anybody from caregivers to nonprofits to parents, and generally it's parents. And the funnest part is watching the interaction of parents interacting with this. They think it's a person, and it's just Stella. And Stella has been, by the way, she's been created with a persona. She's got an empathetic personality, and she knows, and she's been trained to handle parents and caregivers with kid gloves. She knows that they're overwhelmed and they just need answers. And the fun part is she's treating them very well.
Now, Elise, Best Buddies here in Nashville is one of 5 cities taking part in a pilot program that's connecting parents and caregivers with mentors who have or are still living in similar situation. Tell us a little bit about this program, because it's free, right?
Yes, it's completely free. It's brand new. We just launched last May. Actually just launched here in Nashville at a Mother's Day event. So what we're doing is, like you said, we're matching parents and caregivers in a mentorship relationship. So ideally, it's parents and caregivers whose children have the same or similar diagnoses. Sometimes people are, if it's a prenatal diagnosis, somebody just received a diagnosis and they're expecting their first child with a disability, or they just received a diagnosis at whatever age and they're seeking support, we're able to offer them a trained mentor who's available and ready to offer that support as somebody who has truly walked the walk and completely understands, and also able to offer resources. I can totally see myself using Stella as mentors or mentees come to me asking questions or directing them straight to you.
Absolutely. And if you ask about anything that Best Buddies provides, Stella, within milliseconds, will scan your website, pull the information, and deliver it to these folks. But the funnest part I've seen is, where do you find a dentist that specializes with kids with autism? I mean, my daughter, you have to knock her out to get in her mouth. So they have to have an anesthesiologist come in. Well, where do you find that doctor? You ask Stella, she'll say Dr. McNutt in Nashville. You ask for a free wheelchair, she'll point you to the Cerebral Palsy Foundation. Whatever you need, if you want to build an ADA bathroom for free in your home for your child in a wheelchair, it'll point you to Tucker's House in Franklin. I mean, all those nonprofits, we all have these pistons in this engine serving nonprofits. Let's blend them together, and Stella is playing a part in that.
Yeah.
I'm interested in that because, first of all, it's wonderful use of AI. There's a lot of debates about AI, but this is where how AI can really help us all out. But not only does it help the people it's serving, but it helps the caregivers. Something that folks don't talk about a lot. Right. The pressure, the amount of work for the caregivers. And a common phrase we hear is who's taking care of the caregivers. Yeah. I'm curious about how, what things can we do using Stella and not? Both of you have so much experience in this. What can we do to really care for the people who are caring for others?
Yeah, there's a study out of Boston University that showed that the cortisol level of special needs parents is equal to, which is the stress hormone, is equal to combat soldiers.
Wow.
So that's the load that special needs parents have on them. So knowing that, what are we doing to come alongside? What are we doing to have churches and synagogues and mosques have programs to alleviate some of the pressure? Ask Stella what church has a respite program, which is dropping your kid off for 3 or 4 hours and getting a break. Which churches have a program that you can drop your kid off and go to church and have just chill for a little bit without having to see their name come up, come get your kid. That's huge. I think, we were talking about earlier that, you've got the night to shine, right? And the Best Buddies prom. These are opportunities for parents they just need to know about because parents need a break. They're overwhelmed. They're exhausted, and they just need to know that they need help. And what could we do to service them, to help them?
Yeah.
That's
At least tell me a little bit about Uni's Buddies. How can folks sign up for that? Because it sounds like, along with the general conversation, like something that could help out families and help out individuals.
Yes, absolutely. And I think as we're talking, a big thing is just not feeling alone. I sometimes hear the word isolation or just loneliness that comes with being a parent, just period, but especially a parent of somebody with different abilities. So we're able to kind of meet parents and caregivers where they are and tell them, I see you, I hear you, you're not alone, and we're here with you. So the way you can sign up is just going to our website. It's bestbuddies.org/family-support. If you Googled Best Buddies Family Support, it would probably be there too. Or you could ask Stella, and she would take you there.
I'm amazed at the depth that Best Buddies is providing. I mean, the big things for us as parents is, what about employment? What about housing? What about transportation? Those are 3 things that are huge for a parent. Had to clear my voice, sorry. The big deal there is, we have to find those resources. Well, Best Buddies is doing an incredible job at that. But what are we doing to partner? What are we doing to share those resources? One of the funnest things I've seen Stella do is folks get on there and ask what Facebook groups are available for me as a parent with my child's unique disability. And she'll point you to the right Facebook group. It's about connecting people with the posse to get them through. Yeah. And special needs parents love to help other special needs parents. They just need to know, where are they in their community? And if Stella doesn't find it on the internet, it'll go out there and pull resources that I've personally loaded from parents groups that are all over the country that will send me information that the internet does not have. But it's about getting the help to get through.
I only have about 20 seconds left. Is this something you would like to see school systems use, Stella?
Actually, the school system is using it. I've heard from a lot of school systems, especially the teachers and the counselors that are in the school system. They don't know what local resources there are, and Stella has that information for them. It's crazy what she's being used for. And I could see down the road a huge opportunity for advancement. I mean, things that you could add on to Stella, with additional funding that we're just going to keep on doing.
Yeah.
This is fantastic, and I really want to thank you both for being on the show today and letting us know about these wonderful advancements in AI that help bring us together. Dave Kirkhack is the founder of Gear Foundation and designer of the online AI resource called Stella. And Elise Coffer is the deputy director of Unis Buddies Tennessee, which is a part of Best Buddies. Thanks again for being on the show, and thanks for what you're both doing.
Great to see you, my friend.
Thank you so much. It's been awesome.
All right, and we have links to everything we mentioned on today's episode on the web post at thisisnashville.org. Thank you for tuning in this hour. This is Nashville is a production of Nashville Public Radio. Today's episode was produced by Katherine Ceicys. It was directed by Tasha A.F. Lemley. Our technical director and board operators, Liv Lombardi. The masterminds behind our theme music are Laurent and Namir Blade. You can listen back at thisisnashville.org or wherever you get good podcasts. And the conversation does not end here. Comment and tell us what you want to hear on the show by leaving us a message, 615-751-2500. You can find us on the socials, Blue Sky, Instagram, and X. We're all at This Is Nashville. This is Nashville. I'm Khalil Ekolona. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody, and be good to each other.